majority of people spend the bulk of their day responding. We're responding to messages, we're responding to requests, we're responding to emergencies, we're responding to other people's needs. When we do all of that, we call it being productive. The 3 causes survival mode. I call it the architecture of exhaustion. What causes exhaustion, survival mode, that takes survival mode? From my work with clients, I've identified 3 root causes that keep people stuck in survival mode. And they're probably not what you expect either. Number 1 is the blurred boundaries between roles. The blurred role boundaries. Most of us are playing multiple roles simultaneously, and business owners would easily agree with this. Also, we have been parent, professionals, entrepreneur, friend, child, spouse, with no clear separation. When those roles bleed into each other consistently and constantly, your brain never gets to fully be in any one of them. And that cognitive friction is exhausting. Even in business, sometimes you are the procurement man, you are the manager, you are the technical person, you are the sales, you are the marketing. When they bleed in each other, you find it difficult and exhausting. Number 2 cause is reactive living. What's reactive living? The majority of people spend the bulk of their day responding. We're responding to messages, we're responding to requests, we're responding to emergencies, we're responding to other people's needs. When we do all of that, we call it being productive, okay? But reactive living means you are always building someone else's agenda. You are waiting for people to bring their agenda to you, either a problem, the business to bring his problem, your staff to bring their problem, your boss to bring his problem, and then you try and solve that. You are reacting to it. You are not starting any motion. You are reacting to what has been started. Proactive living means you decide in advance what this day is actually for. I hope you're getting the difference. Proactive living is what decides when you decide what your day is majorly for. That number 2 reason is the reactive living. That means what you should target is proactive living. Number 3 root cause is the restart cycle. The restart cycle is a painful one. It's painful to name. The restart cycle. The restart cycle is when you have a good idea, a good plan, a good moment of motivation. You start strong and then something disrupts you. Wow. It took me a while before I started noting that. And believe you me, it might happen several times, but once you get the hang of it, you would also enjoy the freedom from it, the liberty that it brings when you're free from it. The start of it is very endearing. It's like you're on drugs, so there's a kind of obsession. You love that adrenaline build when you have a good plan, a good idea. There's a great moment of motivation. Oh, you are ready to go. You start strong, so you're happy. Your dopamine level is high. And then something disrupts you. A wake-up call, a reality call, a disruptive thing, like a reactive one, wakes you up. And instead of recovering quickly, you wait for the next Monday, the next week, the next month, the next moment of motivation to start again. You abandon that thing that you've started because life happened, because someone called your attention to something that you've done before was recalled. Something fearful happened, there was a policy change, there was a news you heard, there was a financial threat, whatever it is. But instead of it to recover immediately, you decide to wait for the recovery until the next time when you have that motivational time. That's what called the restart cycle, and is the single biggest killer of consistency. And consistency, not perfection. Consistency, not intensity, not also. Consistency is what actually builds a life. You see water dropping for generations on a rock. After some years, you come there 100 years, you see a hollow in that place. If you see someone grind something on a rock for years non-stop, just grinding every day, after some 100 years, you will see a hollow there. That's what consistency does. It breaks down no matter what. It breaks them down. It punches through like a laser. It focuses and punches through. So consistency is needed for life. Whereas this restart cycle breaks away consistency. So how do you break the cycle? This is what I want you to have today, right? A practical framework that you can go home with and you can work with immediately. I call it the calm framework. This is what I want you to go home with today. CALM, the framework that would help you immediately change this story of being stuck in the survival mode. See, before you think this is about sitting on a meditation cushion and breathing, it's not yoga, it's not relaxation exercise, it's not breathing exercises. It's a strategic operating system for your life. CALM stands for clarity, architecture, leverage, and momentum. Let's walk through them. Let's take C for clarity. See, most of us are not unclear about our dreams, our aspirations, our vision, our thoughts of tomorrow. But we are unclear about our priorities. And there's a difference. A dream is where you want to go to. A priority is what you are willing to protect today to get there. A dream is where you want to be, where you are heading to. But your priority is what you are willing to protect today for you to get there, to that spot you want to go. And that's a powerful exercise I give to people, give to my clients. I call it the 3-layer priority map. Layer 1, I can see in that image. Layer 1 is to look at what are your top 3 roles in life right now. Not everything, just 3. For many people, this might be parenting, professional work, health keeper. They might be your major roles. For some people, it's entrepreneur, partner, community member. For some people, it's ministry, ministerial and maybe professional, something like that. But look at yours. What are your top 3 roles in life right now? Now, for layer 2, for each role, what is the one thing that, if done consistently, will make everything else easier or less necessary? We're talking about 3 roles. Now, when you take it to layer 2, what you should have on that layer is that one thing that, if done consistently, will make everything else easier or less necessary. Layer 3, are you actually spending time on those things, or are you spending time on the noise around those things? If you find that single role that will make other things to fade away, ask yourself, are you spending time on that single thing? On those things that will help to make every other thing, work consistently, work smoothly? Or are you spending time just rigmaroling around the noise, around the euphoria, around the shadows of it? You see, clarity is not about having a long list of goals. In fact, clarity is about ruthless simplification. The clearer you are about what matters, the quieter your mind becomes. That's what somebody needs, just quietness in their mind. Once your mind is quiet, there's this energy, there's this strength that you possess. It's like wisdom. Because it's not trying to hold everything at once anymore. Your mind will not need to hold everything at once anymore. Let's look at the next one. A for architecture. In media, we're talking about structure. Structure is not the enemy of freedom. The enemy of freedom really is chaos. Most people fight structure. We think we are being boxed into a corner. We think someone's trying to control us. But really, chaos is the enemy of freedom. It's not structure. Structure is not taking away your liberty. Structure is helping you to build on stable ground. See, when there's no structure, every decision drains your energy. So if you have a partner who is telling you, let's structure it, no, I want to have my liberty. Better think about it again. Every decision drains your energy when there's no structure, because you are making it fresh every single time. What do I do first? What's most important? Where do I start? Those are the answers you need. Architecture means designing your days, your weeks, and environment to support the life you are building in advance. That's what architecture means. That's what the structure means. And here are 3 architectural principles that work. 1, anchor times. Pick 2 fixed points in your day. A morning anchor, maybe just 15 minutes or 20 minutes, of intentional direction setting. 15 minutes, 20 minutes of your morning, you set direction intentionally. Or an evening anchor, a brief reset time, where you close out the day. Everything else can flex, but these 2, they must hold. There's an anchor point and there's a reflection time in the evening. Number 2, role blocking. Instead of a to-do list where you assign broad roles to specific times, all right? Instead of to have a to-do list, just assign broad roles to specific times. Okay? I have also trained on to-do list. It's good at some point of your life, but right now, Most of us here, what you need to do is to assign broad roles to specific times. Monday morning is for deep thinking. Tuesday afternoon is for client calls. Wednesday is for admin. You're not scheduling the tasks right now. You're scheduling just the modes. All right? You are scheduling the modes, not the task. You're scheduling the mode, the general umbrella of the tasks you're going to do in that time. Number 3, and here I'm talking about, don't forget, I'm talking about the 3 architectural principles that work under architecture. Number 3 is friction design. Make your important habits easy to start and your distractions slightly harder to access. Put your phone in another room when you work. Put in a drawer. Lay out your exercise clothes the night before. Reduce the friction of starting. That's architecture. I've shared this before. People that do music, want to learn the keyboard, learn the piano, want to go and gym. If you put your running shoes, your gym shoes, and your bag near your door when you come back from work, tendencies for you to see it and be inspired to go to the gym. If you have it in your wardrobe, tendencies that you're not going to pick it up. You're going to pick your remote control and then turn to Netflix and exercise on Netflix. You do your run in your mind. So try to make your important habits easy to start and keep your distractions, make them harder for you to access. Hell, in our calm, L is for leverage. L is for leverage. And let's look at leverage. Okay. Leverage means your input produces a disproportionately high input. Like the miracle we pray for, oh, small work, big money. That's how leverage is. Leverage means your input produces a disproportionately high output. Okay? In practical terms, stop doing everything yourself. Stop treating all tasks as equal. Stop focusing, busyness with effectiveness. Stop confusing them. 1, stop doing everything yourself. That's the practical meaning. Stop treating all tasks as equal. And 3, stop confusing busyness with effectiveness. They are not the same. There is an 80-20 principle at work in your life right now. It's 20% of your actions usually produce 80% of your meaningful results. So your job is to identify that 20%, protect it firstly, and systematically reduce and delegate or eliminate the rest of the 80%. All right? Now, don't pick eliminate alone, please. I said systematically reduce, delegate, or eliminate. I think I've taught us this method before, where you have a matrix where you can do an hierarchy of what you have to do and know what is unnecessary in your life and knock them out. You can probably watch one of our videos on YouTube and you see. Now, one of the most powerful leverage questions I know is this. If I could only do 3 things this week, ask yourself, 3 things that would make the biggest positive difference in my life, what would they be? If you can ask yourself that question and find an answer to it, you would unlock a deeper you. You would unlock a treasure chest in yourself. Now, do these 3 things first, before anything else, before the inbox, before the messages, before the request. Those 3 things that you have found out, that if you can do those 3 things this week, that will make the biggest positive difference in your life. If you do them first, before you check your inbox, before you check your Instagram, before you check your Facebook every morning, do those things first. This is what separates people who grow from people who stay busy. You don't want to stay busy, you want to grow, right? Now, let me move quickly to the next one. We're looking at ELM. We're talking about the calm framework, CALM. Now we're on ELM. On M. M is for momentum. This is the piece most productivity systems miss entirely, and I'm giving them to you. The momentum is not about motivation. Motivation comes and goes. It's good, but it comes and goes. Motivation is what you build when you keep going, even after motivation disappears. Momentum, rather, is what you build after motivation disappears. You build momentum, you keep going with it after motivation has disappeared. And the secret to momentum is not willpower. It's not willpower, it's recovery. High performance don't stay on. They alternate between on and off. Anybody that's a high performer, they do an on and off switching, and they do both intentionally. Most of us think we should be on all the time. I used to pray, I want to be on. But truly, you need to be on and off. Think of it like waves. The ocean doesn't apologize for having throws, right? The wave comes as a crest and then as a throw. As a crest, as a throw. That's what really makes the motion. If you're just going on a crest, it's going to be disastrous. The throw is what makes the next wave possible. Without the throw, the next wave would not build. So when you stop restarting and start recovering instead, you change the game entirely. Now, recovery looks like a deliberately lighter day when you've had an intense week. So create a lighter day, a deliberately off day built into your rhythm before you need it, not after you've broken down, not after you've hit survival mode. Before you get there, you must have an off day. A weekly review that takes 15 minutes and resets your direction. 15 minutes weekly. Do a review of your week. It would make a major difference. A person who never stops is not productive. No, they are slowly depleting. If a person who never stops, I'm telling you today, you might be slowly depleting. The person who intentionally recovers, stops and recovers and resets and returns is the one who still has energy in year 2, year 5, year 10, year 20. That is momentum.